Hi everyone. Uh, Today we are going to talk about periodic tables. The basic idea about the periodic tables, what it actually means. Let's talk about it. To understand first periodic table, we have to understand the Borberry law, what it represents. First law of Borberry is 2n squared. That is the law of electron configuration. Uh, According to this law, the first shell will have 2 into 1 equal to 2 electrons. Second shell will have 2 into 4 equal to 8 electrons. Third shell will have 2 into 9 equal to 18 electrons. And fourth shell will have 2 equal to 2 equal to 16, 2 into 16 equal to 32 electrons. 2, 8, 18, 32. That's the distribution of electrons in according to shells. The second law says that the final shell will always have 8 electrons. So final shell has to have 8 electrons. Let's look at the periodic tables. These are the inert gas, which are inert at the final column of the periodic tables. First we have helium. Helium has 2 electrons. Only 2 electrons, that's why its outer shell has only 2 electrons. And that's how it's inert. But other elements have 8 electrons at the outer shell. So all the other elements try to achieve the state of these inert gases. That causes the valences. Let's look at the first row. First there is lithium. Lithium has one valency. Then beryllium. Beryllium has two valency. Then boron. Boron has three valency. Then carbon has four. Then nitrogen has three. Boron has nitrogen oxygen has two, and fluorine has one, and neon has zero. So how the electron valence is rising and falling? One, one, two, three, four, three, two, one, zero. That's how it's going. How? Why it's going that way? What is the cause? The cause is electron configuration. Let's see the electron configuration. First inert gas is helium. It has two electrons. Now after that comes lithium. Lithium has two and one configuration. So if it gives up one electron, it becomes like helium. That's why its valence is 1. Then comes beryllium. Beryllium has 2 configuration. So if it can give 2 electron, it can have configuration of helium. So its valence is 2. Then comes boron. Boron has 2, 3 configuration. If it can give up 3, it can have the configuration of helium. So it has 3 valency. Then comes carbon. Carbon has 2, 4 configuration. So if it gives up 4, then it has 2. Then it will have 2 electrons like helium. So its valence is 4. So nitrogen has 2 and 5 configurations. So it can logically think that if it can give up 5 electrons, then it will give the configuration of electrons, 2 electrons, though, so its valency will be 5. But that's not the case, because after second uh, inert gas in neon, and it has 8 electrons at the outer shell. So if nitrogen can give up, nitrogen can take 3 electrons, then, so it can give the configuration, gain the configuration of configuration of neon. So what is easy? Giving up 3 electrons, taking in 3 electrons, or giving up 5 electrons? Taking in 3 electrons is easy. So nitrogen gains 3 electron and gains the configuration neon. So its valence is 3. This how oxygen can take 2 electrons and take the configuration of neon. So its valence is 2. Then comes fluorine. Fluorine has 7 electrons at the outer shell, so it can take 1 electron and gets the configuration of neon. So similarly, after neon comes sodium. Sodium has 1 electron at the outer shell, so it can give up electron and becomes like neon. So it has valence 1. Magnesium can give up 2 electrons and becomes like neon. It has 2 valencies. Aluminum can give up 3 electrons and can have like neon, so it has valency 3. Silicon can give up 4 electrons and can become neon, so it has uh, valency 4. Phosphorus can think, then you can think that can give up 5 electrons and become like neon. But then again, the next inert gas is argon. It has 8 electrons. So what is easy? To give up 5 electrons or take up three, take in 3 electrons. So taking 3 electrons is easy. So that's why valency of phosphorus is 3, not 5. Then comes sulfur. Sulfur can give up, can take 2 electrons and can become like argon. So it has valency 2. Then we have chlorine. Chlorine has 7 electrons outer shell. It can take 1. It can becomes like argon. So this how valencies work. The atoms take the configurations of the nearest or easiest inert gas it can imitate. So we have diagram of neon and oxygen. Neon has 8 electrons at the outer shell and oxygen have 2 electrons at the outer shell. So if oxygen can can take up 2 electrons, it can become neons, can get configuration of neon. That's why oxygen has valency 2. Now you have understood periodic table, I hope. Thank you.